everyone. Thanks for checking out another episode of Wonderful Garbage. I'm Angela. Hey, Julia.
Hi.
I missed you so much. I'm so happy you're back.
I know life got busy and yeah, I've been having to travel for work a little bit and I've had to take a little time out, but I'm so happy to be back here talking to you, talking
Oh,
about trash.
I know. There's so much. I feel like this week there's been so many things in the Bravo world, pop culture world. But if this is your first time listening to Wonderful Garbage, thank you so much for checking us out. And if you've been here before, thanks for listening again. Julia, since you've been gone, okay, Kelly Clarkson it up. Since you've been gone, is there anything you need to get off your chest? Anything you want to share? Anything you want to complain about to start us off this week?
Okay, well, we don't have enough time for that. And my memory, there's only so much space up in here. And so I'm sure I've forgotten about some great stories to share or whatever, but something did happen this week that was pretty funny. And so I thought I would share it with y'all real quick. And I haven't told you yet. And so this is fun. We saved it for the pod. But what is today? Thursday. So Tuesday night I ordered Uber Eats and it was supposed to be here around 8:15 or something like that. And you know how you can track them on Uber Eats? So I had checked it and she had just turned into my neighborhood. And so it said 3 minutes away. And then 3 minutes had gone by and I have a gate that I have to open. And so I checked it again to see if she was close, and she was still at the same spot that she was at 3 minutes ago, which was at least 3 minutes. It was probably more than. So where she was at was kind of like a side street from the main street, which is kind of a common place for when people get pulled over. And so I was like, shit. And so then almost 10 minutes goes by and I message her on the app and I was like, hey, are you good? I noticed you've been stuck at the same spot. Want to make sure everything's okay. No response. So then 15 minutes goes by and I'm like, I'm going up there. It's just right up the road. I'm going to go up there to see what's happening. So I go up and down the hill and then I see cop lights. And I'm like, oh no.
No. You're like, cop, I don't care what happened. I just need my food. I'm really hungry.
Yeah, so I drove past because I was like, oh my God, what do I do? And then I went back and I walked up. They saw me drive up and park and then get out of my car. And so one officer started approaching me and asked, it was like, what's up? And I was like, hi, so I ordered Uber Eats and I pulled it up on my phone and I said, is that Brittany? And he goes, should we change her name?
Yeah. And she
So,
drives an Audi, blah, 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 blah.
well, and that was the other thing. So I go, is that, it's fine.
Yeah.
Is that B? And he was like, no, that's not B. And I was like, oh, okay. And then I pulled up her picture because her picture's on the thing. And he goes, well, yeah, that's that girl, but her name's not B. And I was like, oh. And also her car that she was driving didn't match the car on Uber Eats.
You get catfished by your Uber driver.
Yeah, something. And so then another officer approached us, asked what was going on. I told him, he was like, what'd you order? And I was like, Flores. And he was like, oh yeah, that's your food. And I was like, what? That just went on the car that's being towed away right now? And he goes, no, we pulled it. It's on the ground over there.
No way. They took the food out?
Yeah, they took the food out and towed her car, and she was standing there, and they were like, okay, we're gonna go talk to her. Can you go sit in your car for a little bit? So I go sit in my car, chilling. A third officer comes to my car, asks me what's going on. It's like I'm being interrogated about my Uber Eats order when I have proof on my phone, the tracker, you know, and
You're
now
like,
at
it's
this
here.
point,
We're like right here.
right, I'm like, it's showing my location and her location. We're on top of each other, you know, like, so
Oh my
then
goodness.
he, and then I can also see them over there, like they talked to her about the food and she like grabbed it, she was gonna bring it to me, but then he told her to put it down, and then they shined their flashlight in the bag and like looked around a little bit.
No. Julia, this is wild.
I know, it's so funny. And so then like the second cop that had approached, he came to my car with the bag. He handed it, or he held it. He said, "What did you order?" I told him my order. He gave it to me. Then he wanted me to pull it up on my phone to show him to make sure that it matched. And I was
What?
like,
You're like, what kind of scheme do you think I'm trying to pull? I'm literally just a hungry girly. I need to get back home where it's safe. I just want
exactly.
my food.
Exactly. So, yeah, they let me have my food and then went on my way. And they said that someone was coming to pick her up. So she wasn't getting arrested. So, yay, you be. But, yeah.
But like,
So,
that is
what happened?
wild.
I know.
That I love that you were like, I'm just gonna go see if she's at that spot.
Well, I was like, it's just down the road. And like I said, the spot that I knew she was at was either she got pulled over or in a wreck. And
Yeah,
so I was like, well, I don't want her to be, you know, in a wreck. And I mean, she would
something
have not been
happened.
alone. She would have been with the person she wrecked into. But anyway, I wanted my food. And I went to get my food.
Did you tip her?
Yeah, I tipped her, yeah, but my mom was like, you should get your money back. And I did try like to file something with Uber, and then I got tired, and then I was going to deal with it the next day, and then I did forget. But I did tell Uber like there was a, because you know there's like options to choose from when you
Yeah.
click like you need help. I said that I had to go get my food, so I thought that would be, they would get back to me about that, but
Yeah, like we need to know what happened to her. Like,
I know, right? I
she got pulled
wish.
over, like,
I know.
and her car was getting towed?
Yeah.
Crazy. Oh my goodness. Brittany, wherever you are, let us know what happened.
We hope you're okay.
We hope you're okay, but we would just selfishly love to know what was going on. And I guess props to the cops for like getting your food out. Like who would do like I wouldn't think cops would normally like give a shit about that, but
Well, they did say, they were like, well, she did say she was driving for Uber Eats. And and yeah, I was like, what were you about to do with my food? Like, were you cops about to have dinner on
they're like
me?
we're actually
Or
hungry.
yeah. Maybe the person who was coming to pick her up was then going to take her to my house. But again, like, when was I going to hear from you, B?
Oh
This
yeah,
had
no.
been 15, 20 minutes. You didn't text me back, but you were standing there with your phone, and the cops knew you were ordering Uber Eats, so you could have let your person know. But it's fine.
What a
But can you
wild
imagine?
story.
Like, I look out the window. This is the other thing that could have happened. Is I look out the window and cops are pulling up to my house to deliver my Uber Eats.
I would have loved to know. I would have loved it if like she was like, "Okay, hold on. You can take my car, but can you follow me to this house real quick? I have to go deliver this food, and then you can like arrest me or tow me, do whatever you need there, but like I need to get this order to her. She's
Right.
hungry." And then they're
Right.
just like trailing down the road.
Oh my God. I could not imagine. So, yeah, it worked out. It worked out.
All right, are you ready to talk about garbage things from the week?
But of course.
Okay, we have to start off with the guy from our favorite Bravo show has come out, Jax Taylor.
Okay. It's like, brain
Brain
does not compute.
does not compute. Jax Taylor's addicted to cocaine.
No way. The biggest shock of 2025.
Yeah, I mean, I like don't want to be insensitive, but Rage Jax gave us so many iconic moments in Vanderpump Rules. We all knew there was something going on. Even Tom Sandoval came out and was like, "Yeah, I knew." It was like, "Of course you knew. You guys were all there together. You all lived together. Like, stop acting like this is a shocker.
Yeah.
But he's come out this week. He was on the Hot Mic podcast, which is Alex Baskin's podcast. He produces a lot of the Bravo shows. Jax is 83 days sober from cocaine and alcohol. He said he's been struggling with it for 20 years. And he was even like, yeah, people who watch Vanderpump Rules, they had been commenting throughout the years, like there was something going on with me. That's a nice way to put it, I guess, but like you're literally like one of the worst people on reality television.
I mean, like, his eyes were literally bugging out of his freaking head the majority of the time that he was on the screen. Like, I am screaming, berating someone, sweating out of his mind. I mean, I'm sorry, Jax. All of the signs were there. And it really makes me sad that it took losing his wife and his child to get sober. And over Coke. Like, ugh, it's so freaking. Mm.
I know. Yeah, and that's what he said. He said he really did hit rock bottom when him and Brittany separated, and that there was one time where all of them were in the car together, him, Brittany, and their child. He saw a guy's name pop up on Brittany's phone, and he absolutely lost it in front of their child. And he was like, that was rock bottom for me. He had said he had gone to rehab once before that happened. And then that night, Brittany was like, you need to go back to rehab. All of that was not okay.
Wow.
He went back a second time, but he didn't stay the full 30 days. He only stayed for like 2 weeks and then was like, that's all I needed to like reset myself and get myself back on track. I hate that when it's like, I don't need to be there the whole time. I'm better than rehab. No,
Yeah, I
you're
know.
not.
Also, like, ew. So what? He was doing coke while he was with his child? Like, lame-o.
Ugh, yeah, and I just can't imagine. Did you see Brittany's response about it?
Yeah, I
That
did.
shit was savage.
Yeah, as she should.
I mean, I can't imagine. Yeah, she was just like, I'm so happy we can finally speak about it. Like, there's so much trauma he has caused our family. She says, of course, I've known about this for years. I was just hoping that eventually he would wake up and realize he had a problem
Yeah,
without like having to lose us.
yeah.
But she was like, I have very little faith that he's gonna stick with it. Is skeptical about the
Mhm.
recovery. She's tried to help him a bunch, but it hasn't been successful. And she was like, his treatment plan's the bare minimum. I mean, he owns a bar. Like, how can you? And then there was rumors of him and Shorts possibly opening up another bar in Florida.
Schwartz. Oh, Schwartz.
Yeah, not Sandoval.
Um,
I don't know. I feel so bad for Brittany. I'm so happy I mean, like, is away from him as much as she can be with still having a child with him. But
yeah,
I mean, I don't know.
I don't know. It's a difficult subject for me.
Yeah.
But yeah, she has a kid with that guy, and mm,
Yeah.
that's
We're just
rough.
happy she got away and like chose to finally, she never, even like when they were dating, she never wanted to give up on Jax.
Yeah.
Everyone would tell her something and she was like, no, no, I'm
Yeah.
going to be there for him. He's changing for me. And granted, he like seemed to have changed some,
Hmm.
but like how much really?
Yeah.
So I
Yeah,
don't know.
no. Bigger changes should have happened. And I mean, like, you're a fault. Mm,
I
I'm
know.
I'm
I know.
just gonna stop.
We could talk about this for a whole hour, but we
Yeah,
won't.
it's just like a 40-something-year-old father still doing cocaine after 20 years, like a washed up reality TV star. Sorry, it's just so cliche. It's so done for.
Someone
And
was like, "Oh, so all the nose jobs you got weren't just cosmetic."
exactly.
And
It's
addiction is so serious. We are not knocking that. Like we
no.
know, like
Yeah.
it's a real freaking thing. Just stay sober forever and be a better person.
Yeah,
Just do that.
exactly.
Okay, speaking of Vanderpump Rules, did you see that Scheana was on The Masked Singer?
I saw like the reveal the other day and or yesterday, it was cracking me up because when they took the head off of her, she just kept like fixing her hair. That's all she cared about, was making sure that she looked okay and fixing her hair. It made me laugh.
It's like, oh, she's on primetime TV, a primetime network.
Mm-hmm.
But all the comments were like, that auto tune is working overtime. They were like, oh my goodness, this is her step up to like, now she's gonna be on Dancing with the Stars next. Like all these people were like,
Can
oh,
only
she like
hope.
got on a show. I mean, I would love to see Scheana on Dancing with the Stars. I think she would give it her all.
Yeah, she
And
definitely would give it her all. I feel like she'd probably be good.
I think she would be good too. I think they would do some good as gold. Like she would throw
Oh
that
God,
in somehow. Maybe the emo version, they do like a
I
spicy
hate
tango
that
to
version.
it.
Ugh. She changed that for the opening of her podcast, which I have not listened to in a long time. Honestly, like kind of like cut myself off from Vanderpump people. I don't follow anyone anymore or anything. The only one I keep up with at this point is Sandoval because he's on Traitors.
And Kristen, because she's about to have her
Kristen's
baby.
pregnant. I do follow Ariana actually because she's a
Oh, of
real
course.
one.
Of course.
But
The other
yeah,
day I was just like, I am missing Ariana on our screens. I am
yeah.
itching for Love Island USA again. Like, I know it's only in the summer, but I'm like, I really
I wonder
wish
if
we
she'll
had
do it.
another season right now.
Yeah. I was hearing some talk about Love Island the other day and like I think there is a new season. And people are not liking it because they're very like just fake kind of. Like they want to be
Influencer?
influencers
Yeah.
and yeah. So,
Well,
which
there's the UK.
sucks.
The UK's out right now. Tony and I started it, and I couldn't get into it.
Okay, I swear I saw something about USA
Oh.
recently.
Well, we gotta go check.
Yeah.
I think it was UK.
Yeah, I know
Okay.
UK started a little bit ago, but I swear just the other, like this week, I saw something about Love Island USA, a new season. I don't know. I don't swear, actually.
We'll go look for it. We'll go look for it. Okay, let's talk about the Venita JT of it all. Why are we fighting over this man?
I don't know. I
That
do
should
not
really just be
know.
it. Like, why are we fighting?
Yeah, we don't have anything else to say about that.
Okay, so Southern Charm, a couple cast members. The latest episode, or a couple episodes ago, Venita makes dinner for this guy JT. She makes him branzino. All into him. They're flirty. They're smiley. We're learning that Venita is texting his mom. Like, when you're texting moms, that's just a different level.
Yeah. Unless you've been friends for years, but like this is a new friendship of maybe like a couple of years. Like we could be nice and give them last year and now this year, but like come on.
Yeah, no. So JT eats the whole dinner and is just like, okay, and by the way, I have a girlfriend, like, I can't date you. And she was like, oh, cool. I just fucking bought a whole ass fish for you, cooked it, stunk up my little house for you, and now you won't even date me? Screw you. Right? So that was a couple episodes ago. Then in the most recent Southern Charm episode, which this season is just like so freaking boring.
It's
But
womp womp.
Venita goes to JT's hotel room after dinner. We don't get to see what's going on. He doesn't want cameras, but we hear the next day that Venita was like straddling this man saying, I know you want this just as much as I do. And he's like, I had to get her off of me. Venita swears that JT was like, I like you so much, maybe even more than you like me, but I can't do this because I'm dating somebody.
Yeah.
So that's like the sequence that we see it, right? Then Venita comes out on Instagram and is like, okay, so The producers flipped the sequence of those scenes. Bahamas trip happened first. When they got back from the Bahamas, then she made him dinner, saying that she was under the impression that yes, he was talking to another girl, but he never said that they made it official. Which I'm just still like, okay, even if he's talking to somebody, like, why do you think this man is good enough to like still try?
Yeah. I don't know what it was about him. I hate how she was calling him yummy. Ugh.
Oh, immediate ick. I was like, girl, no. Girl, no.
Also, sorry about the hotel scene. I LOL'd when you recapped it and you said, and she went to his room without shoes on. And I was like, ew. Like,
I know.
ugh.
And I love a barefoot moment. I think we should all be grounded to the earth. I like being barefoot. I've been barefoot on 6th Street before, and it was absolutely disgusting. That was
Okay,
a
but
choice.
how old were you?
Oh yeah, I was like 19. I was
Yeah.
not sober. I mean,
No.
I was legal and not sober, but girl walking around the hotel. I was like, Okay, so she's like, this episode's trying to make me look like I'm a homewrecker when I'm not. I know what I signed up for, but I'm not going to let the world think that I am this type of woman. So I guess JT is still dating that girl who I think I'd also heard she like has issues with other cast members. Like she will talk shit about other cast members, like known around Charleston, like not to trust her. So everyone thinks like she's thirsty for dating JT.
Yeah. Okay.
She comes out and she's like, I just want to let you guys know that I met Venita prior to filming as JT's girlfriend. And she was like, I have receipts to prove it. And that she appreciates that she's trying to save face, but that's not the truth.
Yeah.
Which, if you have receipts, post it with the shit.
Might as
Don't
well.
threaten a receipt moment. I want to see them right off the bat.
Also, what do you have receipts of? You don't have text messages of, like, JT introducing you as his girlfriend, at dinner with Bunny. Like, you have pictures of that dinner? Still, that's not a receipt.
It does make me excited for the reunion because I do want to
Yes.
see them talk about it.
Oh, but doesn't JT not come to the reunion?
No, he's there. He shows up.
Oh, he does show up.
Yep.
Okay. Are we sure? Have we seen clips?
He was on the seating chart, and
Yeah.
Taylor talks about it on Watch What Happens Live when she was on it, I think last week or a couple back. She said she was happy that JT came to like make peace. Or maybe it was Sally. No, it was Sally. She said her and JT were able to like squash their stuff at the reunion. So yeah, he was there.
Cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay, this week was 2 years of Scandival.
I know, so wild. I can't believe
I was like, doesn't feel like that long ago, but also feels like years ago.
It feels like longer than 2 years to me, honestly. Yeah. You remember where you were?
Oh, I was in the HEB parking lot. It was a Friday afternoon. I was going to grab a couple things because we were going to a dinner at a friend's house. And you were just bombing me with all these Instagram posts. You're like, oh my fucking God. Oh my fucking God. And I was like, oh no, who died? Who died? Who died? And I'm like scrolling as I'm in HEB. I had to stop in the corner and was like, where were you? Do you remember?
I was at work, and I remember the job that we were at too, which I'm at a lot of houses a lot of time. Like, so for me to remember that, and I remember I had gone outside probably for a smoke break and checked my phone, and I just remember being like, oh, yay, Tom cheated on Ariana with Raquel.
If you're watching on video, Julia's iPhone did the emoji that we always laugh about. It does it so randomly.
It's so random. I'm not even doing the thumbs up. And then when I do the thumbs up, it doesn't do it. I don't get it. But
it was like her voice is excited. We need to give it a thumbs up.
Yeah. And I remember, yeah, you were the first person, because you're my, like, well, I mean, you're my main, like, Bravo friend. And so you're always the first person I go to. So,
Oh,
yeah.
I love that so much. It's like the nicest thing you've ever said. I'm just kidding. Oh, 2 years of Scandival. What a shit show. I would just like to know, like, how much money they have each made since the scandal happened.
Mm-hmm.
A rough
Yeah.
ballpark.
Yeah. This was like the best thing to ever happen for Ariana. So I'm so happy about it for her.
Okay, oh, let's talk about this daiquiri drama.
I don't know what is going on. So the first time I heard about the daiquiri place was from you, because you were like,
Mhm.
we need to go to Charleston. And then I think the Crabbins guys were talking about, yeah, I listened to their Monday live stream, and they were talking about the like drama that was happening about what occurred that day there. And then I came across a TikTok video last night. Apparently it was the girl who like said what had happened, but the caption on it said that it was false and that that girl was like being sued for
Defamation?
yeah, defamation. So
Because did she also complain about Panera? Like she did a video about Panera not, I know, it was fucking wild. So dumb. Complaining that they didn't say how much caffeine was in. Remember they had like this lemonade a long, long time ago. I never
uh,
went there, but I remember hearing about it, that it had so much caffeine on it that people were like freaking out or like having like
I heard
health
about that.
issues or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess she was like one of the main ones that was doing the video saying that Panera wasn't clear on how much caffeine was actually in one of their lemonades.
Hmm. So she's already a little problematic.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Um, First off, I hate the name. Zachary's Daiquiris.
Yeah, who is Zachary?
I know. I don't think that's their son's name. I was like, maybe they like named it after their son. No, maybe it's a family member. I have no idea. Literally anything else but Zachary's Daiquiris. We have a lot of daiquiri places in Austin, and I get like this vibe is supposed to be cute and it looks like really fun and like, but it's also a daiquiri place. You're just kind of getting them to go. I think there's like a couple tables. It doesn't look like a big restaurant from the videos that I've seen of it.
Yeah.
So like,
The
okay,
name should
so
have been more like Charleston focused, I feel like. That would
yeah,
have, because that sounds like a great touristy spot, for when people are traveling and visiting Charleston, they're gonna pop in, get a daiquiri. I wonder if are they allowed to walk around with it?
I don't know.
Hmm.
Something coastal would have been cute.
Yeah.
Yeah, but okay, so if you don't know what's going on, Leva, who owns her and her husband own like a bunch of hospitality spots in Charleston. She's on Southern Charm sometimes and has that show Southern Hospitality on Bravo. I like Leva, just not her commitment to these shows or lack
Yeah.
thereof. But they have a new daiquiri spot that opened. They had a grand opening over the weekend. They had like an influencer thing before, and then they were opening it up to the public. But apparently, at their other restaurants, they have a dress code that's enforced after 8 p.m. You can't wear ripped jeans, Jordans, athletic wear, which it's just like that's what people want to wear. Like they're bringing you money. Don't you want money at the end of the day?
Yeah, but I do agree, like at a certain time, like 77 degrees and Rose Room down on Rock Rose, like they have the same thing. Theirs is even like, I remember one time Cameron was wearing a white tee with no label or anything on it, and it was like
Mm-hmm.
Hugo Boss or some designer, but there wasn't a label on it. But you're not
Mm-hmm.
allowed to wear a plain white tee into Rose Room.
Interesting.
Yeah. So a lot of places like that have rules like that, but I don't see why this daiquiri place has rules like that. I understand for like Republic or the Bourbon and Bubbles, like those are more, you know, fine establishments.
Republic is they let people in Republic come in like these fishing shirts. Like those are cute. They
True.
let them come in cargo shorts.
But
That's
they
not
are
cute.
collared. Cargo are probably only before 8 p.m., I would think.
Yeah, I don't
At
know. I just
night,
think it's weird for a daiquiri spot.
I agree. And was this at
But
night or during the day? I guess it was after
the,
8.
yeah, it was like so like people were there, right? They had this party, everything going. Then all of a sudden someone was like this bouncer, which also was like, why do you have a bouncer? Like, is it gonna get that rowdy? You guys are crazy. But
Well,
this
maybe
bouncer
they were
comes and
recording or something. You never know. I don't know. Why am I like trying to be the like whatever? Why'd they have a bouncer?
I mean, yeah, maybe the grand opening, they're anticipating a lot of people. Let's have like extra staff to help sure it flows well. But this bouncer comes out, stands, there's like a line waiting, stands next to a group of black men who are wearing everything you're not supposed to be wearing to enter after 8. Then they made this announcement like anyone who's wearing these clothes, you can't come in. We now have a dress code enforced. To everyone, it seemed like, oh, this is like something racist that's happening because literally the only people who were in line, from what we've heard, was just this group of black men. They left, a bunch of other people left. Of course, it comes out online. Everyone's like, this place is racist. They're writing Google reviews, Yelp reviews, TikTok videos, all this stuff. And it's just like, what's happening? Like the opening weekend, you guys are already getting shit on. Like this is not gonna go good. But then Leva's husband posted on Instagram, and it was
Oh, really?
long. It
Oh,
was like I had to zoom in to read. The shit was like
oh my
wordy,
God.
but I got a little pick of it or a little snippet. He said, "This is the first and last time you'll hear from me on social media. I live in the real world and I deal with real people. I am a native of Charleston and I love this city. In the past few days, I've been asked to make a statement, apologize, and address the outlandish allegations about my business on social media. Allegations that are not only entirely false but extremely harmful and discriminatory. To be accused of racial profiling by a young non-person of color TikToker is very 2025. For those who want to follow this organized propaganda that we are a white only establishment, please kindly kick my ass."
Wow. Kick my
Also,
ass.
Leva's, yeah, he said kiss my ass. Leva's husband's black.
Yeah.
So, like, you would think wouldn't like be racist, and the dress code. I get it. Yeah, maybe for their other spots. I don't think a daiquiri spot needs a dress code. It's silly. I think it's dumb.
This little guy has something to say real quick. So, just a minute. Let me get him so that he can say what he has to say, okay? Do you not
Hi,
like that? Do you
Bozzy.
agree with his statement? Is that it?
He said,
Yeah.
"Yeah, they can kiss my ass too."
Kiss my ass. Fozzie tells everyone to kiss my ass. It's Fozzie's world. We're just living in it. Well, I mean, good for him for making a statement, standing up for himself and his business. I mean,
Yeah,
it's a shame that it's happening.
yeah.
Hopefully, they were just trying to, follow the rules of the establishment. Hopefully, those rules are posted somewhere because that's important.
Well, now everybody knows dress code
Yeah.
after 8 at all of the Leva and Lamar hospitality establishments.
Yeah.
All right. Should we get into the giggly squad drama?
Yeah. There's so much going on that, like, I don't want to touch. Ugh.
We don't have to get too deep into
I
it,
just
but
hate this for Hannah.
there's like a different level of entertainers that I think like when you're doing these big award shows and you're doing these red carpets, there is a certain amount of media training that you should really have.
Yeah.
And also just an awareness. And Hannah lives in a world where she's not seen historically as a violent person, where Meg the Stallion is a black woman, and a lot of people think that aggression is synonymous with a certain color. And we've seen it talked about on Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. We've seen it talked about some of our other housewife shows.
New York, New York, Uba and
Yep.
Bryn telling Uba to not be an
Exactly.
angry black woman. That was
Exactly.
not, that was very problematic in its own. But yeah, it was just an example of the
Yeah.
stereotype. And
Hannah used the wrong words for sure to convey what she meant and needed to understand that what she was saying is not okay. So if you don't know what we're talking about, Hannah Berner and Paige DeSorbo of Giggly Squad, we love them. We are gigglers. I want to continue to listen to them. I just need Hannah to be more aware and apologetic of like the severity of what she said, especially when they do have a lot of followers. But they were a part of the Vanity Fair's Oscars after party. They interviewed a lot of celebrities, including Meg the Stallion. They were talking about her music, and Paige is like, I start every day with a little bit of Megan. Like, I love listening to your music. Hannah's like, yeah, I love listening to your music. I put it on when I feel like I want to fight someone. When people are talking shit, I turn on Meg the Stallion. And Meg was like, oh, throw that fighting shit out the window. Like, be a cute, be a little bad bitch. Like, that's what my music's about. And yeah, like Megan's music mainly isn't about fighting. It's about like feeling good about
yeah.
yourself. You are that girl, like empowerment, confidence. She raps about all kinds of things. Also, she was shot by another rapper in her feet a couple years ago and just had gone through a trial last year. I think it was last year, because of it. And she's had a documentary that Hannah said she's watched that talks about all the trauma and anxiety of the violence that she went through.
Mm-hmm.
So then for Hannah to say, your music makes me want to get violent, or your music enhances those violent tendencies that I have,
Yeah.
it's 100% wrong and insensitive and not okay to say. What Hannah should have said was, your music hypes me
Right.
up. When I am like feeling my best or feeling my worst, like your music will help me get out of my funk or be happy. Like there's so many other things she could have said, but not understanding that women of color, especially like I'm a woman of color, but I'm not a black woman. I don't know what black women go through. But historically, any emotions that you show or any loudness, things like that can be seen as violent and aggressive. And so continuing to perpetuate those type of things, especially like on a large stage, is not okay.
Yeah.
So Hannah posted an apology, and she did a little something at the beginning of the Giggly Squad episode they released this week. Interviewing Meg the Stallion was a dream of mine. I love her music, and it's my go-to whenever I need to boost my confidence before a show. Looking back at the interview, I wish I had used any other word except fight to describe her how her songs impact me. It was a careless choice of words, and though there was no ill intent, I recognize and acknowledge that what I said has a deeper meaning, and I'm so sorry to Megan. I appreciate everyone who brought this to my attention. I think it's like an okay PR apology. I would have liked her to talk about it a little more on the podcast because she could have really used the platform to talk about microaggressions and comments that can really like comments that are like racist assumptions that people have had on people of color and black people over the years, you know. I don't
Yeah.
know, it's just
Well, hopefully, maybe she will take a little more time with it and maybe do some work, and maybe do
yeah.
some classes or um, reading or something to be able to educate herself better. And then maybe she'll then share that. Uh,
Yeah,
yeah.
for sure.
I, you know, um, can we, like, it just makes me so, I don't know. It's such a tricky subject, like, for anyone. I'm not giving her excuses at all. What she did was wrong. Yes. It also felt like something that just slipped out of her mouth when she was caught up in the moment of the excitement and everything. And I do think that goes with what you said was like she needs media training, and also she might need training on and knowledge on microaggressions and
unconscious bias. Like there's so many things, especially with like, not to get like political and like stuff, but like the pandemic and COVID and Black Lives Matter, like that brought out so, and just also growing up and like learning history and like seeing what we were taught versus what we weren't taught about our history, and how much unconscious bias there is in everything around us, knowing that the way we think and judgments we make aren't always the best or correct or rid of any racial or sexist thoughts. I just, you should just be more aware. Like at this point, like even Dr. Heavenly on Married to Medicine, she did a live video. Two of the guys like got in a fight, and she was saying something about like real men stick up for their wives, not gay men, not soft men, not men that like to, but like real men. They'll do, and it's just
yikes.
like, no, you don't make those comments. You are like, she's a doctor in Atlanta. She's like in the society. She prides herself on being like an advocate and all these things. But then you make these comments that are insensitive and homophobic. Because again, she just runs her mouth too. Like Hannah was just saying things, but you still have to have some authority of the words that come out of your mouth at like you're a certain age. Like you say dumb shit when you're younger, it happens, whatever. Learn from it and be better. So I hope in this moment Hannah does learn from it and becomes better and doesn't blame it on like being a comedian.
Yeah. She can't do that. I think if anything, I don't know. There's no nothing.
Yeah, no, Hannah, I mean, like, she was in the wrong. She said the wrong thing. She needs to be more aware. And maybe red carpet stuff just isn't for her. Maybe she is better just being a comedian and talking on the podcast. And I think Paige did a good job, though. There were even other times where I think they were really excited and they kept like interrupting their guest and kind of talking over them. So like that could have had some work too. You just don't always want to talk over people. Let's talk about something unserious. Did you hear about Luigi's sex tapes?
No, I didn't. I saw that in your notes. I was like, ooh, what is this?
Y'all, we live in unserious times. Maybe if you don't think about everything else we just talked about on this podcast.
I'm like, do we? Like, I'm on a verge of a fucking mental breakdown and like, what the fuck is the future every day? But okay. It's so unserious.
In my delusion, we live in unserious times. In the real world, when I leave the house, shit is serious.
Yeah.
In my podcast bubble, we're in unserious times.
Okay.
So the internet is freaking out. Luigi, I forgot his last name, but we all know Luigi. He
Mangione or something like that.
Yeah, he murdered that CEO guy. I've been laughing about that. That's not funny. It was legit.
I'm hungry.
It was legit murder. So allegedly he has a bunch of sex tapes, like 20 to 50 sex tapes that he has made. People who have seen them have said it's cinematic level quality, great lighting.
What? Is this like, he's a porn star?
Some people are saying that, like, I don't know, maybe he was just a Maybe he just likes sex. I don't know. I really don't know. But some people were like, he's filmed these to like show people, like maybe this was something he had planned, like in the planning of the murder. Then he like has all these sex tapes that will come out. I don't know what his cause is going to be with these sex tapes, but people online are like, oh my goodness, he has sex tapes. Those should not get out. Like, send me the links to them and I'll make sure they go directly to the FBI.
Oh my God. Yeah, I have so many questions. Like, where are these sex tapes? Like, are they on YouPorn or whatever? Is that what it's called?
I have no idea.
And
And who
then,
participated in them? Can we get them to come out and speak about it?
right, did they consent to the world seeing these sex tapes?
Oh,
Like, shit, what's happening? I have so many questions.
what if they're like AI sex tapes, or he's doing it with like a sex doll or something?
Ew,
But some people were
that's
like, he obviously made them for us to see them, so why aren't we seeing them? Who's going to post them? I'm just like, everyone is so unserious about this Luigi guy who literally murdered somebody. Um,
people murder people all the time, okay?
yeah. Okay. I just love also that his lawyer looks like Heather, whatever her name is, from the old Real Housewives of New York, the one who worked for Diddy.
Oh.
And she was like, remember, like back in the day, she'd be like, I learned so much from Puffy. He was my
Ooh.
mentor, blah, blah, blah. And then all that stuff came out and like, solid.
Yikes.
But no, his lawyer looks like Heather, and it's really Holla Heather.
I didn't watch Old School New York, but speaking of Diddy, a list of his parties has been released recently. Did you see that?
No.
Oh, it was so long. And it's also just kind of like I don't like
Like
take it with
people
a
who
grain of
attended his parties or what?
yeah, but like I feel like things like that we already know from pictures. And also, there's one thing to attend a Diddy party, there's another thing to stay for the Diddy after party. So,
Exactly.
like that list I don't think is fair at all.
No.
And like literally freaking everyone's on it. Like
Yep.
everyone.
Yeah, we don't
And
need that
so
list. We need to know the people that were paid off, the people that paid off the victims in the beginning of all this shit
we
happening.
need the Epstein list.
Oh, well, did you hear about that?
What now?
Isn't that, I think it's allegedly destroyed or in the process of
Oh,
being destroyed.
I wouldn't be surprised whatsoever.
Okay, let's talk about something else. I might just be overreacting about this. I don't know. Um, Erin Leachy made a comment about, she was interviewed for a magazine, like talking about her upcoming birth and like pregnancy and everything. And she was like, I'm going to rely on my daughter so much when this new baby comes. So they have two sons and a daughter. They have like an older son and then the daughter and then a younger son, and they haven't said the sex of the fourth baby. And her daughter's like, I'm so excited. Like, she keeps calling it her baby. Like, she can't wait. She says that the oldest boy will be helpful, but he's so busy with his own life. He's only 10. And I think her daughter's like 8. So he's not like out there living a life. Maybe
Yeah.
this is just like the feminist in me. Maybe I read this when I was on my period and had feelings about it. I get that her daughter is excited about her newest sibling and that she wants to help out. And maybe it was just a quote that was picked up from the interview and made an article about, but like, why are we forcing these gender stereotypes on young children of you're the only the thumbs up again. It's when you nod your head.
I nod my head a lot. Oh my god,
Oh, no. We're a mess over here.
you can leave that in.
She is Boz, if you're watching this on video, Julia has her dog Boz in her lap, and shit's just going wild over here. Right, I just feel like, say all of your children are excited and all of your children get to help out with this baby. You're not just going to rely on your child daughter to help out the most with it. Like,
it's weird wording. Rely on her? That's a
yes, it's the
strange
word.
choice of words. So we hope that you're okay, Erin's daughter. We hope you're not
Child labor.
forced to early motherhood. Yeah.
Right. And it's that like opening scene. It reminds me of the opening scene in Barbie where the little girls are playing with the dolls and they're like pretending to be mothers and like they're putting the daughters to bed and then all of a sudden like they see the big Barbie and they're like, oh, who is this? Like,
You
we
are
can
not.
be more.
I haven't seen Barbie yet.
Shut the fuck up.
I know. I don't know why.
Well, I still haven't seen Wicked, but you need to see Barbie.
I haven't seen Wicked either. I don't think I'm gonna see Wicked, but I do need to see Barbie. I don't know why I haven't watched it.
Yeah, I've seen it like 4 times. I made Tony watch it, and then I asked him after. So, what did you think? Did you catch this?
Yeah. How'd he do?
He did okay. We have some more work to do. No, he did fine. He's good. I've trained him well. It's been 14 years.
Yeah.
Oh, I was going to talk about the Ruby Franke documentary, but she's just crazy. Yeah, it was bad. It's just basically these like religious people turn culty and think that their children are possessed.
Possessed?
Like, yeah, it turns out like she started off with this like family vlogger, and in this docu-series the family shared all of the footage that they had. It was over like 1,000 hours worth of footage.
Oh, wow.
But so you see like she's filming and everything's good and fine, and then you see her like yell at the children in the background for making noise. She'll grab them and sit them down. If they're not excited with filming, she'll be like, you need to be excited. Don't you want some money with this? Don't you want this to work out? Blah, blah, blah. And like, you could tell like the older kids are like, I don't want to be a part of this. Like the son talks about it a lot. The oldest son, they interview her 2 oldest children. And yeah, he was like, I hated it. He was acting out in school. It got so bad. He didn't want to be a part of it whatsoever. He's like, Mom, I'm like trying. He's like 8 years old, 10 years old. He's like, I'm trying, but like, I don't want to do this. And she's like, you better do it. And blah, blah, blah. She would beat him to the point their oldest daughter said like, she had to clean up blood splatter on the walls because she was exactly. And then the dad saying he had no idea what was going on. That dad should be in jail too,
Yeah,
for
what the fuck?
being a dumbass.
Did
Like,
he get
not understand.
Nothing happened to him?
No, because the oldest son, bad stuff's happening. They find him a therapist. This therapist lady is a psycho. She's almost like a cult leader type. They get in so deep with this lady. His wife, the Ruby, she's like obsessed with her. This lady moves into their house because they think the world is gonna end during COVID. They had started sleeping in the same bed together. Convinces her to kick her husband and her oldest son out of the house. Their oldest daughter is away at college. She doesn't know what's going on. Total isolation. This lady, they had videos of her. She'd be like laying on the ground being like, I'm possessed by a demon. So then they're psycho, all while doing these videos of like self-help videos and therapy videos they were posting on YouTube. There was one video that like kind of started their downfall. They were making $100,000 a month at their highest point of family vlogging. Like they got huge.
Wow.
So I'm like, was the husband turning a blind eye because they were making so much money?
Mm-hmm.
Like what's going on? But then she started like getting attacked online. They did a video. Their oldest son was like acting out bad. So they took away his bed. He was like sleeping on a bean bag for the last 7 months. And he like talks about it in a video and they upload it. And that's when people were like, this mom's psycho. Like she's doing like some extreme stuff with her children to like help with their behavior, but it's not really helping. Um, then they just started thinking like they were made for something bigger. They were like made to save the world. So like all these like culty apocalyptic things. The dad hadn't seen the kids in a year when the
Whoa.
shit hit the fan. It was bad. He says he was brainwashed by her. Like he really thought that he needed to stay away and give her space in order for her to like talk to him again. So they had 6 kids total. Oldest daughter's in college. Oldest son moved out on his own. The 4 youngest ones are still in the house. 2 of them are like middle school age, and the other 2 are elementary age. All of a sudden, the neighbors, they interview a bunch of neighbors, and they're like, she was so rude. She never talked to us. Only time we would see her would be her filming. She'd be filming the neighborhood. They're like, we're a very like quiet community. We don't like any of that. So like they didn't even have like a relationship with them. When online she looks like this welcoming person. All of a sudden they start seeing the kids alone by themselves, like locked in the house.
Ooh.
Doesn't see Ruby, don't know where she's at. They try to file a child abuse case. They call the police to the house. No one's coming to the door. The neighbors are like, we're worried, but we haven't seen signs of like anything physical. They said, well, if you haven't seen signs of anything physical, there's like nothing for us to do. So the police leave. They never file a case, never file a report.
Hmm.
This is like in 2022.
Oh.
And one of the neighbors is like, I wish I would have lied. I wish I would have said I saw something physical. I don't care if I would have gotten in trouble. Like, we could have saved these children.
Yeah.
So what ends up happening is the son, the like youngest son, ends up escaping. They end up in this lady Jody's house, who's like the mom's therapist lady, probably turned lover, apocalyptic partner. The kid runs out from the house and he goes to a neighbor's. He has skin and bones. He has stuff tied on his wrists. He's like, I need help. Can you take me to the police?
Oh
And they're
my
like, son,
God.
what's going on? He goes, personal matters. Like he can't even say like what's happening. So this is all caught on like ring cam footage because he's at
Mhm.
their doorway and they're like calling the police and the guy is crying because he sees he's like skin
Oh
and
my
bones.
gosh.
They say they can see his tendons. That's how malnourished he is. Um, they found the youngest daughter locked in a room by herself. Her hair was cut like a boy. She wasn't talking, malnourished as well.
Wow.
Ruby calls her husband and is like, hey, again, they hadn't talked in like a year. Hey, I need you to pick up our kids from the police station. Didn't say what was going on. He didn't ask, but said, I can only imagine the lies that our son is telling the police.
Oh my God.
So the dad's like, I have no freaking idea what's happening. I don't know what's going on with our kids. So he like goes to the police station. He's like, I'm here to pick up my kids. And they're like, uh, well, like, we need to talk to you, sir. Like, do you know what's going on? He said he was so shut off. He didn't want to say anything, like, wasn't going to tell. Like, I think he was like, oh shit, I'm such a horrible dad. Like, if I start saying, like, I haven't seen my kids in a year and all these things, like, it's not going to look good on me. So I'm not going to say a lot. She ultimately thought her kids were possessed by demons and had to abuse the demon to get it out of them. And I guess in like their Mormon culture, that like if you are possessed by a demon, right, like you're not gonna make it to salvation. If you're doing all these bad things, you're not gonna like make it to Joseph Smith guy. So but they took notes on everything that they were doing to the
Ew,
kids. So
what
they
the
read journals and girl, it was bad. They would have the boys stand in the sun to like burn the demon out of him and poke him with like cactus pokers.
what?
Um they found like duct tape and saran wrap and this cayenne mixture
What?
and rope and all, like it was freaking
I don't
bad.
like it.
Um I know. So they got up to 30 years in jail for child abuse. Ruby the mom and Jody the therapist. And there's like videos, footage of them. The police go to Jody's house after the son escapes, and she's on the phone, and she's like, I'm on the phone with my attorney. And they're like, well, yes, ma'am. Like, we understand. We need to get into your house. And she was like, don't you have to have a warrant? They're like, at this point, we're coming into this house whether you like it or not. There was a safe that was actually a safe room in the back where I'm sure they were like doing, like, it was
Wow.
so fucked up. They didn't say where the kids were living. I don't know if they're with the dad or not. But yeah, no, she's like, they're in jail for up to 30
Good.
years. It's so freaking sad. And it reminded me of that other religious culty brainwashed mom, Lori Daybell. Do you remember hearing about that
I
one?
don't know. I can't with all that.
It was like, this was like her fifth husband. They are like post-apocalyptic crazy people, and killed her two kids because they thought they were possessed by demons, but had also killed like his ex-wife, her ex-husband, and then like a sibling of one of them. Like, it was insane.
Yikes.
Like, it ended up being like 5 murders in total of
Oh
like
my God.
everyone. But yeah, that they killed the kids because they thought they were, but they like ran away. They were in Hawaii on vacation. There's like footage of them being filmed, and they're just acting like everything's good and fine, and then they find the kids
Ugh.
in their backyard. Yeah, it's just like these people that go crazy, post-apocalyptic shit.
I don't like it. Did you see that Casey Anthony was on TikTok and she was like trying to reinvent herself? She got kicked off of
She's becoming
TikTok.
a legal advocate.
Yeah, she got kicked off. Mm-hmm.
Good.
Your face is cracking me. Good.
I can't. I mean, I saw someone comment like, but she was found not guilty.
No one believes that.
Someone said under that comment, so was
Yeah,
OJ.
right? Yeah, I saw comments. They're great. They're like, we're millennials. Like, we've lived through OJ, and like they said one other thing. We know Casey Anthony killed her kid. Like, we know better.
Okay, Traitors, as we're filming this, well, in a little bit it starts, but whoever scheduled this shit, I'm pissed. Why are we getting the Traitors finale and reunion tonight, plus Southern Hospitality finale and reunions dropping too?
Oh shit.
Yes.
Wow.
Oh, and they didn't even get a good reunion. It's another Clubhouse reunion.
Yeah.
Which I feel like at this point, maybe that's just their thing. Maybe they didn't think season 3 was going to pop off as hard as it did, but it's one of the top shows on Bravo.
Yeah. Ooh, man, I'm gonna miss that. I have to watch Traitors, obviously.
I know, I was like, do I need to take tomorrow off? Like, do I need to stay home and watch all these shows? I don't want to miss it.
I know. I texted Ronnie and I was like, I'll watch Traitors with you. And he was like, oh man, I would love that, but I have plans. And then we talked about our predictions and stuff.
Speaking of, yeah, who do you predict?
Yeah.
Who do you think is going to win?
Okay, who do I think or hope or like want? What I want is Gabby, Dylan, and Dolo. I want for Brittany to vote off Danielle. Oh, that would be so good.
Mm-hmm.
But then, how are they going to get Brittany out? Because I don't think that they're onto her at all. No. So, I don't know. I hate to say it. I don't see it going in the faithful's favor. I'll be so mad if Danielle freaking wins.
I know.
I know that much.
Literally, no, my same predictions. I want Dylan, Dolores, Gabby to win. Ivor, I don't want Ivor to win. Ivor hasn't done shit.
I forget about Ivor.
Exactly. We forget about Ivor. Who is he? Why is he there? Why is he still there? He doesn't deserve to win. I almost feel like Dolores doesn't deserve to win either because her votes have been so freaking dumb all season and have messed with the game. Her petty, I mean, I love a petty moment, but like her petty ass votes against Tom.
Yeah,
Even in this round table, she's choosing Ivor.
I know. She's like voting as independent. You've got like Democrat and Republican, and Dolo always votes as an independent, dude. Like, your vote doesn't do anything here.
It's such a good comparison. Oh my goodness, I freaking love it. No, I mean the same. If Danielle stays, then yeah, it's Danielle Brittany. If Danielle's out, Brittany takes it all.
Ooh.
Which
I
I
wouldn't
don't
even
think she
think about
deserves
that.
either. She hasn't done shit. She also, I mean, she stayed low, quiet, like she said she was gonna do. But does that mean you should win this game? Or people who
Also
are
coming,
strategizing and like choosing others like Gabby and Dylan, they
right.
should win.
Also coming in as a traitor so late and then being able to win as the only traitor, and you're being a traitor to the traitor who brought you in to be a traitor. Ooh, that would be so scandalous. But that's what I want. Like, I don't think there's a single person watching Traitors that likes Danielle.
Yeah.
Also, she has been the most obvious traitor in my opinion, and so it's driving me
Yes.
freaking crazy that no one has caught on to her like a long time ago with all her freaking theatrics. Oh my god.
Well, remember that
Ugh.
game that they played where it was like a riddle game and they had to go choose the word out of that like little bottle, like gold bottles that they had, and then if you got it right, you could put your name or someone else's name up to save to get a
Oh
shield.
yes.
And
Uh-huh.
she won
Yes.
and then didn't put her name
Right.
and
Like twice.
Carolyn and yes, and then
Yeah.
she's not worried about being voted off. Like I wish Gabby would have brought that up at the round table and just listed everything that Danielle has done to make herself look suspicious as hell. Ugh.
So obvious.
Oh,
So
Gabby got
I don't know.
married. Did you see that?
Yeah, I did. That's cute.
It was so cute.
Her thin eyebrows are so 90s. Oh my god.
They are so her energy.
She made a statement recently. I can't remember at all what it was, but it was definitely like, not to get political, and I know we're going to talk about it in our garbage of the week. There were rumors after election that she voted the wrong way. And but she said something recently, I think it was on her podcast, and it was definitely like made me rethink, maybe those were just rumors, maybe she didn't actually vote that way. Also, being
Good.
a gay girl wanting to get married doesn't really make any sense to vote the wrong way, because your marriage means nothing to those wrong people. So yeah, she made a statement that makes me love her even more.
Okay, that makes me happy to hear because I did stop listening to her podcast. I was a fan of hers before Traitors. I was listening to her podcast before all this. And then once I heard that, I stopped because I was like, well, fuck, I don't
I
want to
know.
like support this girl. But if it was all lies, then that makes me really, really happy.
I know, I agree.
Okay, Summer House reunions also happening tonight. Apparently Will was there in the
Not Summer
building.
House.
Not Summer
I was like,
House.
wait, what? Like, my brain. Could you tell? Shit, we keep getting so many moments of my brain trying to like
I know
make
my
the
brain has
math
been too.
math. Um,
My bad. Southern Hospitality reunions tonight. Will was there, but did not go on stage because
because
he
he's
doesn't want to be a part of it.
guilty of cheating on his girlfriend, and he's a little wussy boy with tiny balls.
Ew, ew, I don't want to think about that. I hate
Sorry.
that. That was the fucking worst.
My
Ew.
bad. My bad.
But I just like, where are these women at who slept? Like, I want to know. I want evidence. I want receipts.
I
So
agree. And
Emmy will
like,
leave him.
be a girl's girl and do one for Emmy, and come on. let's,
Yeah.
put this girl out of her freaking misery, please. But also, what the frick if a girl has messaged Emmy and Emmy is in such denial? She's like, nope, not gonna pay attention to that.
That would be some shit. At that point, then go on.
I mean, at this point, America is like, Emmy, what are you doing? She is choosing to ignore every red flag possible. I can't wait for this finale. We get teaser that TJ like found the girl and brought her to this fake prom and everything. So we'll see how that goes down.
I
Yeah.
didn't know that. I
Yeah.
missed that.
I'm pretty sure that's what I saw in the preview. Making shit up again.
I know. No, I could have totally missed it. Again, my brain, no idea. Can't tell you. All right, let's end with garbage thing of the week.
Okay.
Couple submissions. So it's something new we're doing on the podcast since we do talk about the wonderful garbage of pop culture and Bravo and our reality people. I thought it'd be fun to talk about just like actual garbage that's going on or things that you might think is garbage. We had a couple submissions. Thank you to the people on Instagram who sent in some stuff. Someone just said Trump every day.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
When I see the prompt, I'm like, how do I want to answer this? And I just don't because but yeah, that's my answer every day, all day. Also,
Yeah, like nothing else to say about
no.
that. Just, yeah. And then, oh my goodness, someone sent in that their eardrum ruptured,
Oh no.
which I can't even imagine that pain.
I bet that hurts really bad. We hope you're okay.
And then what do you do? Like, how does it get
I don't
fixed?
know.
I have no idea. So, if you are able to listen to this with your
I was
eardrum rupture,
thinking about that too. I was like, I just said I hope you're okay, but then I was like, can they hear this? Can they listen? I'm sorry if our voices hurt your ears.
oh, we'll whisper it to you. We're so sorry. Okay, my garbage thing of the week is I'm just annoyed that like when I format a video or a picture, whether it's on Instagram or TikTok, where the fuck ever, the formatting never stays or like matches what it needs to. The amount of times I spend re-recording videos, recropping things, taking the screenshots to make sure they're all the same size, it's so fucking annoying. Why can't everything just have the same format? That's my garbage thing of the week.
Yeah.
Stop making me do more work to post.
I thought of one earlier and then I lost my mind, but I have another one and it is
Ooh.
guys.
That's a good garbage thing all
Guys
the
are
time.
garbage.
Men.
They drive me crazy. Yeah, I wasn't gonna call them men. Like men
That's true.
men are not garbage. Men are not. Guys and boys, they're garbage. There's a
Yes.
difference. A couple weeks ago I had to go to Port Aransas to do a job and my job I was working in a new build home and my job required for everything to be done before we went in. I installed wallpaper in case anyone didn't know. And we are supposed to be the last trade in. And mind you, we're coming from Austin to Port Aransas. It's 4 hours. And we already postponed the job by 2 weeks because they weren't ready for us 2 weeks prior. So then we postponed and then we were like, are you sure you're 100% good for us? Yeah, 100% good for you. Get there. There's painters in every single room. There's dust everywhere. Like it was a disaster. And I literally had a moment with my mom and I said, that's it. I'm going lesbian. I'm fucking done with guys. I'm done. I can't. So, and then I saw someone else went lesbian. It's not like going somewhere. Like She converted.
Are you converting to lesbianism?
Yeah, I might, man. These boys continue to be such trash. Like, we're fed up. We don't have the patience for it anymore, boys. So get it together, or you're not going to have any options anymore because we're just going to stick with the girls. Okay.
You heard it here first.
That's it. I don't know where that came from.
No, that was such a good garbage thing. I second that. I think guys are trash. Yeah. Men, good.
Men are good.
Guys, bad. Oh, what a fun episode.
That was fun.
Thank you guys for listening. I'm so happy you're back.
I know
you
too.
will be gone next week.
I know. I hate it. I'll probably be here Sunday. I think I can be here Sunday.
Ooh, okay, yeah, let's do something. Let's talk about Bravo Sunday. But thank you all for listening. We really appreciate it. We love doing this stuff, and we hope you guys like it too.
Yeah.
If there's other people you think would like it, share this podcast with them. We would so appreciate that. And then make sure you have clicked that follow, subscribe. You're liking our episodes, commenting. Let us know what you think. Follow us on social media, all of that stuff. All right. Bye, everybody.
Bye.